everybody, it is Quinn, and this weekend, Sunday, I went to a few flea markets and I vlogged some of what I saw, and I have a little bit of a haul, so I thought I would share that with you guys today. I like to go to flea markets, especially this time of year, to see Halloween stuff. I also feel like going to flea markets is always kind of a cultural exchange, especially a lot of flea markets that have antiques. So we've actually been going to a lot of antique markets just lately. I think that they're more of an experience because you get to see old things, but often they are more expensive because they are old and rare and antique. That, and at these antique markets, often it's less what I'm looking for. I like junk. I'm a 90s baby, so often I like looking at 90s toys, stuff like that. It is cool. I did see a Malibu Barbie. Look at the original Malibu Barbie. These more antique places I love to go to, but do have a little more trouble. However, now I have been looking for antique fabrics, dead stock fabrics. I'm always looking for antique Halloween. So any sort of like spooky witch, the patterns, melted plastic popcorn, stuff like that. So the first stop we went to was Renninger's, and Renninger's is about 2 hours from Philadelphia, and it is in Lancaster, which, you know, Amish people, stuff like that. When we got to Lancaster, we actually were like, what's all this traffic? And we were behind a horse and buggy. So at Renninger's, I didn't find anything on my wish list. Well, I did, but we got there kind of late. We got there around 11, and basically everything is closed by like 12. So we had 1 good hour, and I kind of squandered it a little bit because I love looking at everything. In Renninger's, near the back exit, there is a woman who has antique clothing, vintage clothing, and it's so good. Patterns. That dress is so cute. Totally my style. Oh. How cool. I'm literally like wearing. She had a big thing of these padded house coats that kind of look like that quilted jacket I showed on my fall styling video. And I tried a couple of them on, but they were unfinished on the inside, and they're kind of that like squish fabric, that like retro squish spongy fabric. Hey! Good? So that like vintage spongy fabric I don't like, and I didn't know how much the jacket was. However, it was awesome, and maybe I'll go back for it. She has such a great collection of vintage clothing, and she had a ton of vintage patterns. Lots of vintage patterns They were all really, really cool and awesome. Lots of current as far as my style goes. Every pattern I picked up I loved, and it's so cool that it's vintage. In pattern world, if you come across vintage patterns, you're supposed to trace them, not use the patterns. Really, really cool, affordable, like $15 for like a truly vintage pattern. I thought that that was really unique. If you ever go to Renninger's, I recommend spending time at her booth. She's awesome. My fall styling video, I showed you guys a crochet hat, and that was actually from her booth. She's got a good eye. She's awesome. Also at Renninger's, I was hoping to find a booth that has a lot of things acquired from a McDonald's that must have renovated. This booth has a lot of stuff from that McDonald's. I am trying to collect any vintage restaurant furniture. There's some bar stools that are just a cheeseburger, and there is a grimace and like stack of cheeseburger chairs I'm looking for. I think it's going to be nearly impossible to find. I found this girl on Instagram who has all 4 of these chairs, and she said she found them in a lake. Like someone threw them in a lake. Like I want that to happen to me. We had a Ronald McDonald House charity in Philadelphia go under renovations, and the whole time I was like, John, let's look in the dumpster. Let's look in the dumpster, but definitely illegal. So, but if they would have thrown them all in a lake, illegal to collect. Actually, heroism to get litter out of the lake. So I'm looking for those, and I told that to John in passing, and he offered to take us to Renninger's, which is really, really nice of him because I know it's far away. While we were out there, we did hop around to other flea markets and antique places. Some of the antique places we were no longer going to after an incident, but we did look up the Perky Omens Flea Market. Now, I'm sure the people who work there might be fine people, but don't go. If you ever are in Lancaster and Google flea markets and go to this Perky Omens, don't go. We got to the Perky Omens Flea Market, and it was kind of just like a giant trash heap. And although it had indoor flea market, they didn't let us in, even though the hours listed on their website and the hours painted on their sign outside said that they were open for 3 more hours. Don't go. I felt really bad because I was navigating. All I really did was Google flea markets and like on my map just click the next one. My fault. You could have done that and found a really great one. So that one wasn't good. Don't go. However, the next one we went to, and let me look it up, because in my mind I'm saying that it's called the Ned Flanders, and that is not right. Fenstees Flea Market. Fenstees. Fenstys Flea Market. We had actually been here before, and I love this flea market. There was a bunch of alternative girls there. You go in, and this might be wrong, but this might be a silent flea market. So there's a bunch of booths, and everything you pick up has a price tag on it. And you take your little item to a cashier, and I guess they know, like, there's a code written on the sticker or whatever, and the seller gets some of that money, and they don't have to be there. So you can't haggle. I wouldn't feel comfortable haggling, you know. So at this flea market, everything has prices on it, and it's a good mix of antique and junk and local stuff. So because we were out near Lancaster and near Kutztown, there was a lot of Pennsylvania folklore stuff, a lot of hex signs, Pennsylvania Dutch. I love that stuff. It's so fun. So at the Fences Flea Market, last year I found some good stuff. So this year, wouldn't you know it, I got this melted plastic popcorn pumpkin, and he just died. He did work when I brought him home, but lucky for us, it's just AA batteries. But look at the Kmart. The Kmart sign is so special to me. So cool. So I got this for $1, and she actually had another melted plastic popcorn in purple that had eyelashes. Like, not actually, like sometimes you see Jeeps that have eyelashes. Not like that. and I thought like it was new, like a Monster's High, but the plug to put into the outlet was so old and yellow that I was like, this is probably original. But I just picked one, and I picked him because I think he can go anywhere.
Freeze to let you know that I actually found this pumpkin on eBay for $30, and the lady at the flea market was only asking $3, so I should have just bought both. Anyway.
I was so charmed by the Kmart. And once I put batteries in him, he'll be nice and fresh. He's clean, he's new, you know, a virgin. So everything I got in my haul is from this Fancy's Flea Market. I recommend it. There was a lot of punk kids there. And when I got in there, there was this vintage, like a stake in the ground sign for Halloween, like for your yard. And I'm actually looking for one. There's one I want at Five Below. It's like a skeleton cat. I would feel kind of guilty sticking that outside of my house because they had really good vintage ones. Like, I took a good look at them and I feel like they were real. So I did see like later a punk girl holding one, and I was like, go ahead, get that for the both of us. But this is what I got at Fancy's. Now that I'm a crafter, the possibilities, the items were endless. I loved looking at all the vintage fabrics. I just feel so I just feel so overwhelmed in like a non-toxic way. I only know how to describe my bad emotions, so I'm having a hard time. One thing I got, and this was from the booth also with this lady, is this bag of zippers. So this bag of zippers was $5. Now, I don't know how much a good deal on zippers is, but just looking up some zippers on Amazon, it seemed like they're like $2 each. So this felt like a really good deal. It's in its own little damn bag, which is nice. But all of these zippers, it's a flea market, so I was like, oh, she took these off of dead people. Not true. These are all brand new. And they have varying lengths. You know, there's not a ton of stuff I know that I want to make yet. I know I want to make this one thing for Justine for Christmas. I don't think she watches my second channel, so I'm very excited, obsessed, honestly. Think about it nonstop. So I know I need a zipper for that. But other things, I don't know yet. But this seems like a great start, especially if zippers can be a couple bucks. These, in my opinion, are brand new, not used, but probably like from the 80s, or like a craft stash. Like her dreams never really came to fruition, so now I can have all of her zippers, and I love that fantasy. The zipper, very long. All good, you know, I tested like 7 of them and they all work, so probably all of them work. And then a ton of them are neutral and like heavy duty canvas, like John zippers. I won't bore you, but I felt like this was so fun. I really felt like I was getting a good deal. I don't know how many zippers are in here. Probably 50. So the next thing I got, and there was one booth I had the most footage from because it was the best booth. Seem to just be like a cool, maybe younger person who has a lot of good craft supplies, a lot of good sewing supplies. Now that I'm looking for sewing stuff at the flea markets, my eyes are wide open and there's a ton of options. So this I felt so good about. I borrowed $5 from John, a little over budget, but this, look at this. This is elastic and it says nylon pink and it's in this old stinky spool. And it's all elastic. It's just all elastic. Just all elastic. So I got elastic when Justine and I went to the store to get supplies for masks. And I wonder if it's over here. Here's the thing of elastic. And I believe this was around $5 and Justine and I got it. And it's like crunchy and it's like really strong, really tight. I mean, I guess it works. But I got this for wearing masks, and when I originally made my first mask with this like was cutting my brain in half. This was $5, and this is a spool of elastic. So I was worried because I have a dress, a skirt that I want to clone on a video. And for that, the elastic on that skirt, one day I put the skirt on, crunch, and then sand. Just like, what was that? And then it never stretched back ever again. So I've had it for about 12 years and wear it all the time. You probably know it's that black skirt with the pockets. One day I put it on and just turned into dust. I want to clone that dress so bad, that skirt. When it was in its prime, if I had it on for like 12 hours, it would start to hurt my stomach. This elastic is so soft. And still, girl, I want to make a lot of bra tops now that bra tops are my thing. So I just think this will be so perfect. The way that it's this light pink makes me feel like it's a lingerie kind of elastic. And I'm just so, I just can't believe all this was $5. Like, I'm digging through it and I can't find the end. And this was $5. So if this is vintage and I'm buying it and it's vintage, that's really special. If it's not dead stock, if it's new stock and this person just doesn't do crafts anymore, that's really like a part of my fantasy as well. But this is so cool. So cool. I love this. When I bought this, the lad was actually like, we have one thing of elastic left, but it's on hold. And we were like, okay, whatever. And he was like, you know what? You ladies are cool. You can have it. PB, what do you have, honey? I could write a thesis. I could write my dissertation on this and how good it felt to buy this. This is so cool. Look at it like this. Look, this is metal. This is fucking metal. How crazy is that? This is old. Are you kidding? The next thing I got, and this is the same tee, is this big thing of spools. And what's great about these spools, they are wooden spools. I don't know anything, okay? But I thought that this was really cool. So this is Aunt Linda's Strong and Smooth button carpet.
I'm telling you! Ah!
This is wood. So I guess generally when you're getting thread from Michael's, wherever we go, it would be on plastic. And it's just really special that this is on wood. So this whole bag is wooden spools. This was $5. Now, I have a little stock of thread, teensy, barely existing. So this is actually something I really needed. Not buying it because the wood spool is cool, I mean. But this is actually really, for me, this is going to help me create crafts. So let's just look at some of these. Super Sheen Coats, USA. Heavy duty, boil fast. Girl, what's that mean? Ooh. Really, there's just like a ton of possibilities in here, I feel like, but Aunt Linda's again, Strong and Smooth. I love the 15 cents. See how it says 15 cents? That's so cool. I love that. You know, I'll probably use this, like, that's probably not okay that I will use this in my projects, but I think it's really special. Like, giving me this, well, I paid for it, but giving me this for free, but I paid for it, like, really jumpstarts all of my crafts, and that's kind of special, you know? But really just so cool. Look at that That's so pretty. And it's on the wooden. That's so cool to me. Look how groovy this one is. Super spun polyester. How cool. I mean, if this is very hard to come across, please let me know in the comments. But look at the chain link. How cool is that? So I have an entire freaking bag of these. An entire bag. I'm so glad John took me to this Fancy's Flea Market after the Perky Omen one. Felt kind of like a lure hipsters in who use the internet, and when you get to a parking lot, we're gonna kill you. It's a little dramatic, but... Bell Wax Polybound. Shade 1309, 60 cents. How cool. That is so cool. You're like, girl, they still sell them at the store that way. I don't know that they do. I don't know anything. Warm iron. What is nylon? Synthetic? Mom, hello? Look at the mustard. I'm just showing you threads. You're like, wait a second. What is this? Darning cotton? Oh, I broke it. Look at this. Are you kidding me? Is this 500 years old? The last thing I got was for John. And these are Pennsylvania Railroad little catch-all trays. You know, put your keys, stuff, your cigs. And see how it says 26A? So that's how they would know what booth it was from. The girl who curated this booth, where literally most of the stuff is from, this is also from her. So she is literally me, from the future, and gave up on all her hobbies. And these were from her boyfriend that she dumped. So these are Pennsylvania Railroad little dishes. And to me, I don't really know what these would be for. They don't have a groove in them that a dish, like a coffee cup or teacup. Usually those kind of plates have a groove to catch the cup. These don't, so I believe they are a catch-all and not an ashtray or anything like that. But you can see up here, this symbol in the keystone is Pennsylvania Railroad. And then up here, the matching one says Pennsylvania System. And I would say that these are handmade because look how this is askew. It's not quite right. Like, I made this, you know what I mean? So I thought these were really neat. John collects a lot of stuff like this, similar to this. So I thought it would be special to surprise him with this. But then I didn't have enough money, so I had to ask him for some money. So he probably paid for this. But I don't always have cash. So I thought that those are really special, and that is all the things I got from the flea market. I don't always go really big at the flea market, and oftentimes I don't buy anything at all. I do like to look and browse, and there was a lot of really weird stuff I was able to find, which is a cultural experience for me. I love it. So this is actually one of the times where I bought a lot of stuff. I've probably been to the flea market like the last 4 weekends in a row, but I struck so big. If you live in Bally, Pennsylvania, check out the Fancy Flea Market. It was a wild, cool experience, and I loved it. And I hope you enjoyed this video today. I love you guys so much. I love the vibe here. And thank you so much. Again, subscribe if you are new, because this is my second channel and not my main channel. And I appreciate you so, so, so much. I would love to go to a flea market in like New York. I think that would be really cool. But we don't even wake up early enough to go to our own flea markets. Anyway, I love you guys so much. Until next time, bye!